Hey everybody, this is Crypto Robert and welcome back to my next video. I've got an exciting video because it's not every day I get to interview someone at a company such as Ice Rock Mining. In fact, I'm going to be interviewing the Ice Rock Mining ICO manager, Kurmanov. Now you might have heard about Ice Rock Mining. It's about a bunch of guys in Kazakhstan who convert this old Soviet bunker, storage bunker, to be a Bitcoin mining farm. It's a really cool idea, and we're going to learn a whole lot of things in the interview. Now, I just want to let you know that when I recorded the interview, I made a bit of a boo-boo. You see, I didn't maximize my Skype screen. So what happens is that Dias is in the background and my screen is in the front here, and his head gets a little bit chopped off a bit. Dias, I apologize to you. To my audience, yeah, if you're complaining that there's something wrong with the video, I know with the visuals. But the material in the video is great. There's a lot to learn. There's been a lot of talk about Ice Rock Mining. It's been going around YouTube and elsewhere on Twitter. Many videos have been made that are knocking Ice Rock Mining, that they're a scam, that it's not, doesn't really add up. There are those that are positive. My video is more trying to bring some balance to the table here about what are they really offering, what is the rate of return, what can we expect from the Ice Rock Mining team. Full disclosure, this is not, and I repeat, not a paid promotion. I'm not shilling Ice Rock Mining. I'm not getting a single dime. I'm doing this because I think interviews like this bring a lot of value to my channel. And I really do hope that you enjoy this video. And at the end of the video, I have some information regarding those in America and other countries where ICOs are under greater and greater scrutiny. Some really important material, and anyone considering investing in ICOs from other countries needs to consider that material I have at the end of the video. So with that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care, guys. Hey, welcome everybody. This is Crypto Robert, and I've got a really special video. I've got another live interview. Can you believe it? People like me, I guess. Anyway, with me today is Kurmanov. He is the, I believe, the ICO manager of Ice Rock Mining. Dias, can you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, so hello everybody. So thank you, Robert. So I am ICO manager of Ice Rock Mining. So I'm in core team. And we are providing our ICO starting from the September of last year, because right now it is the second phase. We finished first one, help people to get mining contracts, get money. And right now we are providing the second phase, and we are the marketing team located in Kazakhstan, in Almaty city. It is south capital of Kazakhstan, yeah.
Okay, let's just see. I have like 40% of my audience is in America, right?
Okay.
And then the rest is around the world. I think, where is... Can you describe, where is Kazakhstan? People like thinking about that movie Borat, you know?
Yeah, I know.
My name is Borat. This is my country of Kazakhstan. It's nice.
Kazakhstan is located in the middle of the Central Asia, just a little bit in downside of Russia. We are bordering with China, with Russia, with Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, when I visited America in 2012, I've got a lot of questions like, what is Kazakhstan, where is it situated? So, especially after Borat, it was totally
I know,
crazy.
I don't think that was a good representation of Kazakhstan. I think actually most Kazakhstan, if they weren't laughing, they were crying at what a bad impression that movie gave of Kazakhstan. But anyway.
Yeah, but this movie made Kazakhstan popular,
it did make it popular. You're right.
It's nice.
You're absolutely right.
When people think about Kazakhstan, they don't know the main things in cryptocurrency,
Right.
First of all,
exactly. Let's talk about that. Why? How is Kazakhstan? How did they get interested, or why are they interested in cryptocurrency in Kazakhstan? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that our president Nursultan Nazarbayev is very loyal to the cryptos, because our president wants to make a crypto valley in the middle of the Asia, especially now capital Astana. First of all, the second one is that the cost of Bitcoin mining in Kazakhstan is very cheap. It takes us around 2,300, something 2,300, 2,800 to get Bitcoin to mine. It's very good. And the Kazakhstan takes fourth place in whole over the world which is very comfortable for Bitcoin mining.
Right.
Because government is loyal, electricity is very cheap, you know.
Right.
And the weather is nice for mining. I mean, it's the temperature.
Let's just back up a little bit. You mentioned Bitcoin. It costs you $2,300, and it costs you $2,300 US to mine one Bitcoin. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow, that is actually really good. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense because especially the electricity in our cave is only 3 cents per 1 kilowatt.
3 cents? What?
Yeah.
3 cents a kilowatt.
Exactly.
That is dirt cheap. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that from hydropower? Is that from hydro mining, or is that from other types of electric?
You know, actually, more than half were taken from the hydroelectric power station, which is located in the 80 kilometers from our cave.
Right.
It's the biggest one. It's called the Kapchigayskaya GRES.
Okay.
And the second one that we are taking the agricultural subsidy, you know, from the country, from the government.
From the government. So the government has some money set aside for agriculture, right? So how does Ice Rock, how does the cave, I guess, or the bunker, how did they take advantage of that low electricity cost? Is that because you own the land, or?
Yes, this land belongs to our CO. Not only the cave, just 2 hectares of the territory around the cave. It belongs to our CO.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah, and this area has agricultural discount, you know, because government helps people to make some business, you know, in this area. That's why the prices are very low for electricity.
Right.
And the second main thing that we don't spend on cooling, because the cave it's very cold inside the cave. Yeah.
Right. We'll talk about the cave in just a minute. I just want to ask maybe one. I got a bunch of questions here. I don't want to make it too long. Yes, I just want to talk a little bit about that cave. Now, do you know the history of the cave? I know it was a Soviet bunker. I'm just kind of curious as to what the Soviets used it for.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, the cave was made by the Soviet Union government when the Soviet Union was a big country. Right. So this cave was made specially for the vegetable storage, you know, in some case of war, like a natural fridge, you know, because of this temperature. And you know, very interesting thing that the size of the cave, I mean, it's pretty good for serving a weapon or rocket or something like that.
That's what I was thinking. There was some kind of missiles in there. Something. But now it's a vegetable cave. This doesn't sound so fun. But no, just kidding. No.
Now it's just private property, so you know, we can use it whatever we want. Yeah.
Right. And according to I read thoroughly the Ice Rock Mining website. I've read your white paper thoroughly. I think you did an excellent job on the white paper. Actually, it was really.
Thank you.
Sometimes they can be boring, but actually, it was a pretty interesting read. Now the ant miners that you guys are going to be buying eventually, only 4,000 can fit in the cave. Is that correct?
No, you know, if we will take S9 miners from the Bitmain, we can place there more than 10,000 ASICs. It's around 11,000. But you know, we decided to place first of all 5,000. In order to leave the space for the reinvestment miners, you know, because we are going to buy more miners every month.
Right. So
when the cave will be full of the miners, we will be able to make the hangars around the cave because everything is in area, you know, it's the electricity price.
I got you. So basically, when the cave is full, there's going to be new property developed outside the cave. Right. Like you said, a hangar. You'll just put more miners in there and just take advantage of that cheap electricity. So now the cave, let's talk a little bit about the physical properties of the cave. Is it underground or is it above ground? Is it on a mountain, or how does that cave look? Okay,
good question. You know, the cave is located, it is a mountain. And the cave is made in the downside of the mountain. So you can
the lower part of the mountain. I see. So
that's why above that there are, you know, a lot of stone. It makes to serve the temperature.
I see. So the temperature is cool. Now, you guys probably figured this out, that, you know, Bitcoin mining machines, they generate a lot of heat. I don't know the exact ratio or how much heat it generates, but you can imagine that with 4,000, 5,000 ant miners, that the temperature is in the cave is not going to stay cool. How are you guys going to figure out how to ventilate, or is it going to be a problem for the machines?
It will not be a problem, you know, because we are dealing with people who are very professional in the mining of the natural gold, you know, silver or other metals. And we have this old Soviet Union technology, which is called canvas sleeve. What does it mean?
Yeah,
in case that Yeah. From the December, you know, there are more than 100 ASICs and GPU video cards are mining till today, you know, and it is very comfortable. The temperature didn't make began up or even one degree, you know, nothing happens. But if there will be more than 5,000 ASICs, it will be a little bit warmer inside the cave. But what we're gonna do? We'll place one ventilator in the entrance of the cave, and we will use the canvas sleeve, you know, the special pipe made of very cheap material in the backside of the cave. It will just replace the hot air outside and put the fresh air inside.
I see. So it's basically an air exchange. This canvas sleeve.
We will not use any conditioners. We will not spend electricity on it. And by the way, we have two special holes inside the cave from the top. You know, it helps us to serve the natural air circulation inside the cave.
There's a ventilation shaft leading out of the cave from the top. Okay, very good. Yeah, I was a little concerned about that. I mean, people on Twitter were asking me questions because I was, in preparing for this video, I had asked people on Twitter, what are some of the things I should ask Ice Rock Mining? And that was one of the questions, was the heat of the cave. So now the other question was the cave itself. Somebody asked me, is there any water seepage? Is any water going to leak into the cave? Because a lot of caves have water problems. Do you know if that's an issue, that where if it rains and water is going to leak into the cave, that would, you know, be a problem for the electrical equipment?
I've got you. You know, the cave is located not in the how to say. The water is lower than the cave. We have a dam, you know, right near the cave. In videos, you can see that we use the copter, you know, to make videos. So the dam is just on the right side of the cave, and cave is here. So the water level is lower than the cave. First one. The second one, we have no any problems with the moisture and humidity inside the cave.
Very good.
Because the humidity appears when the temperature is lower than 5 degrees above the Celsius. But we have 10, 12, so you know. And plus the miners will be heating a little bit, so no problem with moisture. We have the special place, you know, in the entrance of the cave. It is just stops the humidity in the entrance. That's it. And
so you have like a special moisture barrier before you enter the cave that maybe absorbs the water. Okay, that's really interesting. The next section I want to talk about is the return on the investment. And because I looked at the website, and as you know, a lot of people on Twitter, they're saying, oh, the homepage, the return on investment can't be 400% because that's when Bitcoin was at 14,000, right? And you probably have gotten that same argument. So what can now with the price of Bitcoin is really struggling. You know, it's like 8,500 yesterday as of March 19th. I think today's March 20th. It's around 8,500 when I woke up this morning. What can we expect if Bitcoin doesn't really get much higher for the rest of the year? Maybe we're only going to go maybe 9,000-10,000. I don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. But would it still be what I'm trying to ask is investing in Ice Rock Mining still profitable if Bitcoin is at their current level right now?
You know, in mining, we have one rule. If you believe, if you trust in Bitcoin, you have to mine it, first of all. The second one, you know, we are not the first day in mining because we are mining the Bitcoin more than 2 or 3 years. And the thing is that if you look at the analytics of the Bitcoin mining ROI for the last 3 or 2 years, you will be surprised because it is more than 1,000 ROI every year. Then network difficulty is growing little bit low, not so fast like the price of BTC is growing, you know. This is the network difficulty. This is the price of BTC. So you can see that. The second.
Go ahead. Well,
one more thing.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, sure.
I was going to talk about the network difficulty, and that's been a big problem. We've noticed in January, double digits every 2 weeks. It's been like 12%, 15%. Now the last network difficulty was around, like, I think 8%. You know, maybe
7-8%.
7-8%. So you're predicting that the network difficulty is not going to go double digits. It's going to be more of a leveling off. Is that what you're predicting? Maybe
the price will be higher than network difficulty growth.
Okay, got it.
I mean, if you just mine and sell or exchange or fix your profit in dollars on Tether on Ethereum, it will not show you the real ROI. But if you just mine and hold it hold it.
Yeah.
So in the end of the year, if you exchange, the ROI will be crazy, more than 1,000% every year.
Right, right.
So
No, that's
yeah,
that's exciting.
yeah.
A thousand
And you know,
percent.
one more thing that is beating all these issues,
Yeah.
it is 20% of reinvestment every month.
Yeah,
So you know,
let's talk about
yeah.
that. I'm actually I'm really curious about this new model in mining, I guess, and IceRock Mining and a few other companies, which I'm not going to mention because this is really about your company. I've seen this where you're offering shit. Essentially, if I can put this in a nutshell, we are buying, like I say we, like me or anyone else, we're buying a piece of the company. Like we're kind of like cooperative members, like a co-op or something like that.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Is that kind of like where you think Bitcoin mining and mining in general, is that the model that where people are moving towards, this cooperation model where we buy an ICO, we buy a token, and then we kind of share the profits?
You know, actually this thing was made not by the market, but we decided to create this kind of business, you know, because there is no any other mining farm like this, because nobody gives a share of whole profit of the whole company, you know.
Yeah.
In ICO, in traditional, it is not so popular, but we are going to take only 10% from the whole profit, because you know, our main aim is not just to earn a lot of money and to become very rich, you know. We want to enter the history of the cryptocurrencies. You know, mining is a thing in which everything is held.
Yeah,
it is the main part of Bitcoin. Yeah. And Bitcoin, the main is daddy of all currencies, and we decided to give the share of our profit to all over the world. And people very surprised, why are you doing that? So why are you giving all the profit to people? Why don't you buy your own miners and mine yourself, you know? But it will be very boring to us. It is not the last aim, you know. We're not just the people who are cycled about the money. You know, we just want to change something in the cryptocurrency. And, you know, as more people getting more profit from IceRock mining, we become more popular in the blockchain.
Right. Wow.
Our server has, you know, very big aim. You know that every year, every month, big guys who are mining Bitcoin, the most part of Bitcoin, these guys make a meeting and they decide what to do with the currency.
Really? Oh.
For example, the guys who owns the Bitmain, such kind of guys.
Yeah, they have a lot of power. The Bitmain people in China, they have a lot of power, which is kind of strange because China itself doesn't want people to mine Bitcoin, but they are the biggest manufacturer of Bitcoin machines. You
know, it's a big game. It's a big game.
It's really a big game, and it's a lot of it's politics. I don't want to get into that. It's ridiculous. How does one invest in? How do you buy into IceRock mining? What's the process? Can you describe in the simplified term? How do you describe the process of investing in IceRock mining?
Yeah, first of all, so people get to our website, they make their own due diligence. After that, they just enter the ICO dashboard, make the registration, their email, then email confirmation. Then people have to put their own Ethereum wallet supporting ERC20 tokens, not exchanges, because you will have some troubles with exchanges. You will not able to manage your tokens. After that, you create an order, BTC or Ethereum. After that, you pay, and as soon as you pay, it usually takes from 1 hour till 96 hours. And the smart contract works. It makes the process of the transaction, and you get our tokens, and you will be able to see them.
So the IceRock token is an ERC20 token, which is, for people that don't know what that is, it's a standard Ethereum protocol for creating tokens, and it's been used by hundreds of different companies already. Now, the creators of the token, you guys actually created the token, or do you have an in-house team to create the token?
You know, our technical director is very professional in this sphere, so he made a smart contract. He had a lot of negotiations with different devs from the whole world country, and all the tokens are located in the smart contract. And as soon as somebody invests, depending on how much the person invested, the smart contract sends the tokens. That's it.
I see.
And then this person holding the tokens. So that's it. And so the wallet on
right. So how do you actually get paid though? Because you're mining Bitcoin, and I paid in Ethereum. I bought these tokens. So you're mining the Bitcoin. How do you actually get your money to your Ethereum wallet now?
Let me explain the process. First of all, we mine BTC, and then we convert BTC into Ethereum.
Okay.
The 50% of whole mine currency is put into the smart contract address.
Okay.
And smart contracts, it can indicate how much token each holder has. The same as each holder knows, smart contract knows the share of each token holder.
I see.
And smart contracts makes all the transactions to all backers, so everything is transparent. That is why we decided to use smart contract as a payment method.
That's very smart. I mean, I like that because you can't like cheat anybody because all the money, first the money goes, this 50%, you've already converted it on the Shapeshift network, BTC to Ethereum. Then that goes into the smart, and then you get distributed. Whoever has a share, whether it's a tiny share or a large share, you're just getting that pay amount. Wow. Now 50%. Now what is the other 50% of that monthly or whatever weekly share of the Bitcoin? Where is that part, other half of that money going?
So the rest 50% is separated like that. 20% is going to pay the bills, electricity, security guys, so technical employees, and other stuff. And some miners will be broken. We have to fix it, repair it, because we have a special team. And this is 20%.
Okay.
Other 20% are going to reinvestment. It means that we will use this 20% to buy more miners.
Right.
It means that these miners will be added to the whole ICO capacity. It means that 50% will be, in money, it will be bigger each month.
Right.
So
and that makes sense.
It will beat the network difficulty.
No, that's good because the increasing, you need more hashing power to compensate for the increasing difficulty. So in a way, it's like we're getting more hash power without buying more hash power. Right.
That is why we are not cloud mining company. We are shared mining company.
I like that.
Commercial,
shared mining company. You should trademark that. We're a shared mining company. That's good.
It is a real commercial industrial Bitcoin mining.
Now the owners
and all the 10% will go to team. That's it.
The team. So like you and the other guys on the team, the 10% will get that. I think that's pretty fair actually. 50% and then 20% for the technical, and then 20% for buying more equipment, and then 10% for the stakeholders, the primary, which are you guys, the owners. So very good model here. Now you got the ICO is going on. It's been going on for a couple of months, and you've had these bonuses, 50%, 45, 40. I think now we're up to like 35% bonus, I think, or 30% if you buy in. 30%. So basically what that means to my audience is that if you buy $100 worth of IceRock tokens, you're getting 130 tokens. $100 or $1,000 worth of Ethereum is going to get you 1,300 IceRock tokens, correct? Basically, because of 30%. Very good. That's actually a really good deal, actually. So, so now, how long or when is the ICO going to expire? Or what what's the date?
The last date is the 25th of May.
Oh,
it is the last date. But we strongly believe that tokens will be sold out earlier.
Okay. So basically, if they're sold out, let's talk about that. If they're sold out, now what happens? Can you buy into IceRock mining after the tokens are sold, or no?
Or no. It is, these tokens are limited edition of IceRock mining shares, so it's very exclusive.
So
and,
basically, if you miss out buying a token, you're that's it. It's too bad.
No. But some people want just to trade our tokens after ICO finishes.
Okay.
And it will help the people. Somebody wants just to make big money, fast money, make several X's. They will just sell on the exchanges. And somebody will buy it, but I strongly believe that the price of Bitcoin, of our tokens, will not go into the deep. You know why? Because every month, starting from the July, person who holds our tokens getting profit every month in the end of every month. It means that the price of the token in the end of every month will go to moon.
See, that was my next question. It's like, well, I've already invested a few weeks back. Like I said, really small amount. So I can expect some profits starting as early as July. Is that what you're saying? I could, because you're going to start mining in July of this year.
Yeah, but we are going to be listed in the exchanges in the June according to our roadmap.
Right.
Yeah. So we are going to give our token holders the opportunity to trade it.
I see. Okay, so you can buy more IceRock tokens on the exchanges. Okay. So do you know what, you don't know which exchanges right now are going to be able to?
I don't know right now because, you know, I don't know right now because our technical director is making all this stuff. So I believe that he will start negotiations in the next 2-3 weeks because it's taken some time, you know, to be listed in the exchanges. And not all the exchanges accept an ERC20 token. So
I see.
Up to him.
That's fine. Let's talk about the future scalability of IceRock mining. Now, you mentioned once the cave is full, there's provisions for making some bunkers.
We will just make some facilities, you know, just around the cave because we have 2 hectares around. It's a very huge, you know, land space. And
would you know, Dias, if there's any other properties that IceRock is looking into in Kazakhstan to do maybe another ICO or another one down?
You know, it is just a secret because we are going to provide the 3rd and the 4th phase after the 2nd one finished. So you know. We are doing everything step by step because it's a politic of our CEO. First of all, we provided a small ICO for the phase 1. People are getting profit from it. So we show to people that it is possible to mine into the cave. It is possible to get profit from IceRock. So you know that the backers from the first phase, and by the way, we made only $311,000 in the first phase. And these backers who invested in IceRock strongly believed in us and made us $1 million in the first 10 days of our ICO. So it is showing that people trust us. And you know, we are going to start paying money for all the backers for the 2nd phase. And only after that, when people will feel a return of money, we are going to provide the next 3rd phase. And in the 3rd phase, we are going to give one more big surprise for our backers.
Well, that's really good. Excellent. Now let's talk about the lifetime earnings. I know people. First, I want to just tell people that lifetime doesn't mean your lifetime of 80 years. So people think that when they hear lifetime, it's like some kind of a pension that they're guaranteed. So
you know, but it is. You know, because we are going to provide the lifetime contracts. I mean, lifetime profit. As soon as you hold tokens, as soon as Bitcoin is we are mining Bitcoin, as soon as cryptocurrency is live, you will get from IceRock.
Okay, so technically the lifetime could mean several years or multiple years of profits through IceRock. So as long as Bitcoin mining is profitable, I guess, and as long as the mine is operational, then we can expect some profits. Wow, that's pretty interesting. I'm certainly hoping that everything works.
You know, one reason or 2 reasons can stop the profit. The first one is a meteorite or something like Armageddon goes to cave and destroy the first. The second one that the cryptocurrency will just collapse and disappear. That's it.
Right, exactly. So there are some things that are beyond everyone's control. Some things are not likely, like some kind of warfare, whatever, an earthquake. I'm not sure if the part of Kazakhstan is seismically active. Do you have earthquakes there? I don't even know that. So there are certain natural disasters that might befall. And then there are things that, like the market, the cryptocurrency market. And I don't think that the market's going to disappear, despite what a lot of pundits say on TV, despite a lot of these predictions. All these predictions always fail. It's like, oh, Bitcoin is a fraud. Oh, it's a scam. And you have all these bankers in the U.S. first calling it a scam. And then now they're turning around like, maybe we should invest in our own blockchain technology.
like a JP Morgan, right?
Yeah, the JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon there. He went out. Now he's like complete turnaround. Like, what? So that's why I don't listen to the news, the mainstream news a lot. I take it with a grain of salt, and even technical analysis. I'm not really a big believer in like, oh well, the price is going to go this way or that way based on past patterns. I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes there's no rhyme or reason why the price is going up or down a lot, So I don't. My channel doesn't get it. That's not what my channel's about. Is in analyzing the prices, and because anytime I do that, or if you were to do that, it's obsolete the next day. Whatever you just said. So so let's talk about DS. Actually, the purchasing phase of purchasing the equipment. When do you expect IceRock Mining to actually buy these ant miners? Which phase of this operation?
You know, we are going to do it in May.
Okay.
After the ICO finished, because we strongly believe that there will be some new kind of miners which will have more hash power and will be cheaper than right now. I mean, if you will buy right now, we will take only the S9 miners with the 13.5 terahashes of mining power. But we don't want to get old equipment, you know, because new one is coming. As you know that Samsung is going to produce, you know, its own some kind of chips which will help us to mine, and other big players and small players are going to produce and offer something interesting. That is why.
Well, I'm concerned because, not concerned, but because I know that if you put a big order in, say whatever you're ordering, I'm not sure if it's going to be the ant miner. Say you're ordering 5,000 units at once. That's a big order, and it might take a while to actually fulfill. It might take a couple of months. Are you concerned about getting stuck in production, an order, or that's kind of like I'm a little bit concerned about waiting till May if you want to start paying in July from mining? It's only about 2 months.
You know that Bitmain has an opportunity to send 5,000 miners in a one batch.
Oh, really?
I mean, it's a bulk order because we had some negotiations. It's we can provide the custom order, you know, not buying through the website or Bitmain, but we will buy exactly from the factory.
I see.
The second one, just again, we are waiting for the new miners. I strongly believe that they will be not S9 as small miners. No, it will be some kind of a big equipment, bigger one with 1,000 terahashes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so. Right now, the current S9 miner only can mine. It's not only. It's 14.5 terahashes. I think the S9.
13.5.
Oh, okay. So the next one is going to be even more terahashes. The
you know, we expect something like 20 or 30 terahashes.
20 or 30. Wow. That
we just expect.
Yeah. Now, do you know if you're going to get like a volume discount? So if you're buying 5,000, does Bitmain even give a volume discount for ordering more equipment or no?
Yeah, of course, sure. If you buy more than 1,000 units, we will get a very big discount.
Excellent. Well, that's good. The domain icerockmining.io. It's a private registration. Is there a reason why you don't want anybody knowing who owns the domain name? Because people, when they look and research companies, they look at a company. I know I personally, if I'm looking at a company, DS, and if they're registered in Panama, for example, and because Panama has very strong strong privacy laws there, right? So that's one of the things that is a red flag for me when I investigate a company if they are registered in Panama. I don't think IceRock Mining is not registered in Panama. I know that, but it still is a private registration. Is there any reason why IceRock decided to do the private registration?
About the website domain, you know, our CEO Malik bought the icerockmining.io domain. He bought it, and every year it will just prolong because we had several questions: why it is finished in August, why it is finished in September, why don't you buy for the 5-year? You know, we just using the American host. And we just prolong every year. That's it. It's not a problem at all.
Oh, okay, right. So the domain name registration, it is registered to somebody in the company. It's just right now, it's just a private registration. So that's okay. So let's just again, I wanted to just talk about the
financial structure.
The financial structure of the company. I noticed on the website there is an Irish connection. How does Ireland and Kazakhstan? How do you guys connect, your business together? Just kind of break that down for us a little bit, and why that's not necessarily a red flag when it comes to international businesses, for example. Why Ireland, for example? What's the advantage of Ireland as opposed to Kazakhstan or England or France or whatever? Maybe you can comment on that, Diaz.
Yeah, you know that Northern Ireland has a very good conditions for business, especially if you provide the operations in Kazakhstan, because you don't have to pay very big bills and taxes.
I see.
If you have a Northern Ireland company which is providing some business in Kazakhstan, it's very good for you in tax vision.
Right.
Is a tax angle. Yeah, that is why
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically to save on, I guess, what we call corporate taxes. Corporation. So you tax at a lower rate in Ireland as opposed to other countries. So the tax rate, I guess the tax rate in Kazakhstan is a bit higher than in Ireland.
Yeah, you know, it is not very high, but it is not very low, you know.
I understand. I understand. And there's nothing, and I want the audience to know that there is nothing illegal about any of these structures, because most companies do it these days. And in fact, a lot of American companies have Irish subsidiaries. For example, Google and Apple. And in fact, Apple got into a little bit of, not trouble, but the U.S. government was annoyed because they were funneling so many profits through Ireland, you know, that they weren't making as much money. So, but these are legal structures that are already existing in these countries. So they didn't do necessarily anything illegal. So this is not. I want the audience to know there's nothing illegal for a company in one country to register in another country, because some countries have these very good tax structures. Ireland is one of them. You mentioned the Isle of Man. I know some people operate in Cyprus and the
Amsterdam is very good.
Amsterdam
too, you
is very
Netherlands,
good.
yeah.
The Netherlands,
Estonia, Lithuania,
also, Lithuania, yeah. So there's nothing wrong, and it's not a red flag. It's actually pretty good business, actually, because less money in taxes means more profits for the shareholders.
Right.
Show me the money.
And you know, everything that you serve, it means you earned it.
Yes, exactly. So it's not like you're not paying any taxes. Obviously, we all have to pay our taxes. But if there's a way of paying less taxes, then sure, take advantage of it.
And you know, if there will appear, you know, some mining regulation in the law and taxes, we are going to pay it, because we are not going to hide and run away.
Right, exactly.
If the law comes, you know, we will do it. No problem with it.
Right, exactly. And speaking of hiding and running away, I have to say you've done a very good job on YouTube. You've got those videos with you guys. I've seen your face and the CEO and many other people. So we know you guys exist. You're not a scam. You've got valid LinkedIn pages. You've got, you know, you're actually real people, and that's kind of one of the things that I think differentiate you from other operations that are reluctant to reveal where they're operating out of, who they're from. And I do other videos of other companies, and I can't give them a thumbs up, because when I ask them via email, can you please tell me the country where you're operating out of? And they say, I'm sorry, but for security reasons, we can't tell you that. And I'm like, that's a red flag. I don't know. I don't want to mention any names, but there are companies, people believe in certain websites and certain programs, but if you're not telling us what country, at least you're mining from, and this one particular website, they went to the trouble of registering in Hong Kong a domain to make their structure, you know, legal. And they're telling their investors, look, we're legal now, but you're still not telling us what country you're operating out of. Yeah. How can that be legitimate? So anyway, I digress. But
you know,
that's not the case
sometimes,
with you guys.
You know, sometimes we, in our Telegram chat, we have several questions like, yo guys, show me your MVP, show me your product. I don't believe you're scammers, you know, but we have a real operational business right now.
Right.
We have more than MVP. We have a physical miners, which you can indicate watching the videos, and you know. Yeah. And by the way, we provided open days in the first phase, so people will be able to see it, to feel it. And what do you want? So if you just don't believe, just don't invest.
Right. Exactly. And that's kind of what I want to end off on and wrap things up, is that just by watching a video, people might get a little excited and think that, oh, well, if I watch so-and-so's video, whether it's my video, seems like a good deal, I put money in, and then if they don't make money, they kind of think, well, it's your fault, you showed me this video, or it's Ice Rock's video, you know, they're misleading. I'm like, well, you have to understand, all investing is risky, right? If I put my money in a company on Wall Street or some kind of investment, I've lost money many times thinking that the money I'm putting into this company was a sure thing. And guess what? It wasn't a sure thing. You know, so I personally think that Ice Rock will probably make some money. I don't know how much. And I can't tell everybody that everyone should buy. Everyone has to make their own informed decision, right? So, so those that are listening to me, Crypto Robert here, I can't tell you to buy or not buy. That's not my choice, right? So we're just here providing information, and it's up to you as an audience to decide what you're going to do with that information. Now,
everything is open. So we have in our website we have a data room, a special blog where you can just watch all the documents, the contract with the electricity supply company, the documents that proves that our CEO really owns the whole cave and the land space around the cave, the corporate structure. Everything is open, so you can make your own due diligence, and after that, you can decide invest or not.
Right. I just think that the main, and if I was to say, what are the main, what's the word I'm looking for? Not problem, but like possible failure points would be if Bitcoin fails. If Bitcoin fails as a currency, then IceRock couldn't make it, because if Bitcoin goes to $1,000 or something happens, that's kind of like where I'm seeing like the main failure point of and not just IceRock, but all cloud, all mining for that matter, so that would be game over. So, but if Bitcoin continues its slow, now not meteoric anymore, but like a nice upward curve, then I think that IceRock has a lot of potential, so yeah.
If something will happen with the Bitcoin mining, or it will be not so profitable, we will just switch to another currency.
Okay.
Because cryptocurrency cannot disappear at all,
Right.
And the 20% of reinvestment will help us to get different miners for the different algos.
Right. For other
but it is just a plan B, because the first one we strongly believe in Bitcoin because it's really daddy.
Right.
So we are going to find daddy.
I strongly believe in Bitcoin. I even though it's gone down, I haven't sold any of my Bitcoin. I don't have a lot of, I have a little bit of money. So I have other businesses. This is not my main business. I run e-commerce websites. I like that a lot. I've been doing that for many years. And I got into crypto back in August because I thought it was really cool. So I'm a strong believer in the whole concept of this decentralized economy. I like Bitcoin because nobody owns it. We all own a piece of Bitcoin, and I think that I'm not going to say that Bitcoin is going to be the world currency. I'm not crazy like that, but I think it can definitely exist alongside all the other currencies, and is going to be a nice way, an alternative way of exchanging a value. That's how I look at it. I'm not. Well, let me ask you, Diaz. Do you think that Bitcoin is going to be the world currency in 10 years or something like that?
I think that there will be some different currencies. Like in business. Several guys, several teams, several companies who has strong team, has strong strong vision in the future. They will survive. Right. And the little shitty coins or the coins which doesn't have any technology, they will disappear. That's it. And just my advice: as soon as you will start getting profit from IceRock mining every month, you can just hodl some part of your profit in BTC, Ethereum. You can diversify. That's it. You will be good.
Exactly. Diaz, is there anything else that I might have missed in this interview that some other people might want to know about IceRock mining before we wrap things up? Because I think we've covered a lot of ground.
Very soon our CEO is going to provide the Q&A, questions and answer in live. So maybe there will be some interesting questions for us. So we are open. We are ready to answer all the questions. No problem with it.
Very good. Because I'm only one person, and I can't possibly ask every single question that somebody would want me to ask. So I think I've covered the basics of IceRock mining there. And of course, if anybody does have any more questions, you just go to icerockmining.io and read the white paper, read all the material online. You can look at all the photos of these folks. You can see Diaz on the website, and you can see his LinkedIn page.
What more new? We are going to set the additional transformer of electricity, which will. Because right now we have 6 megawatts, so it is not enough for 5,000 ASICs. So that's why we are going to place one more big one. So it will help us to hold 10,000 ASIC with no problem.
No problem. So your electricity, you're ready for as much power as you can.
You can because well, we got the official answer from the electricity supply company that we are able to get whatever we want. So even 100 megawatts, so no problem with it.
Wow.
So, but we are good with 10 and 12 megawatts. Right. We are good even with it. But it's a good news. So I suppose in 1 month and little bit more, a new transformer will be placed, and we will make a video about it. We will show everything.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to follow you guys. And I encourage, if anybody's interested in Ice Rock Mining, to follow them on Twitter. Anywhere else we can follow Ice Rock Mining? Twitter, or you have a Facebook page?
Instagram. We have Instagram. Yeah, there are a lot of videos on Instagram too.
A lot of videos on Instagram. Okay, so Instagram and Twitter are the main. I like Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. So follow these guys there. You guys are pretty active. I mean, every day you got some kind of tweet, or a picture. So that's good. You keep.
Yeah, we're trying to spread info about Ice Rock everywhere.
Excellent, excellent. So very, very good. DS, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time to interview. It took a little while. Our schedules weren't gelling, and there's a 12-hour time zone here difference. It's about, let's see, right now we started around 8 o'clock. It's a little bit like 9 o'clock here. It's about 9 p.m. where you are. So
it's 7 p.m. 7
p.m. Yeah. So you're working a little bit late there, but I appreciate that. And
thank you very much.
No problem, DS. And I'll see you on I'll see you on Twitter. I guess. All right. I'm following you now there, so I'll tweet you once in a while. All right. Take care, DS.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. So everyone, what did you think of the interview? Do you have a different opinion about Ice Rock Mining? Do you have the same opinion as before regarding Ice Rock Mining? Do you feel that it is a company that it will make their investors money? I'd like to know your thoughts. You can add them below. Now, regarding those that live in the United States, you must be cautious because these are security tokens that you'll be buying. So if you go and invest in Ice Rock Mining, you're buying Ice Rock tokens, which are these Ethereum tokens, which are essentially considered by the government in the United States, for example, and other governments, to be a security. Now, what is a security? Well, in Investing 101, let's click over here. It says Securities 101. There are two types of securities, debt securities and equity securities. These types of tokens would be considered equity securities. For example, in this paragraph, it says equity securities, meanwhile, are commonly referred to as stocks. They are called stocks because you actually have a stake in the company. Now, considering the fact that you are buying, these tokens are helping you buy a share of the mining operation, the government here considers them to be an equity stake in the company. Now, there's nothing wrong with having an equity stake in any company, but if you're not following the rules and regulations as set out by the Securities and Exchange Commission in the United States, then you technically could be barred or are barred from selling securities of this kind to U.S. citizens, and not just here, but in Puerto Rico and any U.S. territory. Now, for myself living in the United States, as much as I like Ice Rock Mining, and I personally feel that they are real people, they have a real business, and this could be a very potentially lucrative business proposition, I cannot invest and encourage anyone to invest in Ice Rock Mining. Now, if you're not a U.S. citizen or you're living around in some other country and your country has no problem with an ICO investment, go right ahead. If you feel that what you've learned is valuable and that you want a piece of the Ice Rock Mining pie, so to speak, I've got no problem with that. But I cannot provide a direct link with any affiliate link or anything to Ice Rock Mining, because that would make me part of the problem in this situation for myself. I would be encouraging others to purchase an unsecured token by my government standards. So I don't want to run into a situation where I'm going to get into trouble with my government for securities fraud or anything like that. So I'm erring on the side of caution here. Until the U.S. government makes a definitive standard as to how they view all these ICOs, I have to stay away from it. Now, again, that doesn't mean I don't like Ice Rock Mining. I had a nice conversation with Dias and a few of the others. I think they're a good team, and it's exciting to see this new model of cloud mining, this shared mining that is being pioneered by these guys. And I do think that other companies will probably imitate that down the road. It's nice to actually have this reinvestment structure where you would be getting 50% or the investors would get 50% of the profits. They would reinvest 20% in new machinery and hardware, 20% would go to the technical end of things and keeping everything running, and then 10% would go to the owners. It's a nice cooperative model, and the fact that they're reinvesting 20% of the profits means that your profits would grow and stay the same, or at least grow over time. So I gotta say, really nice model there, and I have no problem with Ice Rock Mining. You can disagree with me in the comments section below. You can still call them a scam or whatever. That's okay. I've made my decision. I've said, you know what? They're a real company. But at the same time, even though I feel they're a real company and they're worth an investment, I cannot personally invest in it, and I can't encourage any fellow Americans living here in the States to invest in it. Canada, Europe, other countries, if your government has no problem with ICOs or anything like that, do your own homework, of course, right? Then sure, why not invest in Ice Rock Mining? But you have to go there on your own. Go to the website, icerockmining.io. I'm not going to provide a link here in my YouTube channel. So that's all I've got to say. And if you've made it this far to the end of the video, you are probably a very loyal viewer of the Crypto Robert channel, and I congratulate you, because we're almost at an hour, the hour mark here, which is usually not what you do on YouTube, make hour-long videos. But anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video. It's probably not an hour long. I've got a lot of other videos planned that are going to be useful, and I'm going to hopefully have more of a learning edge to it, so we all can grow and learn in this space. All right, take care, folks, and have a great day.